So hello everyone, it's me Harshit again from SCITECHE, and this is part 3 of complete PictoBlock series. Till now we have covered complete overview and junior blocks, for which you can find the link in the I button. And today in this video we will be going to dive deeper inside the normal block coding option, covering each and every single block with easy to understand examples. And because there are a lot of blocks available, so I will be covering them all in two parts. So without any wasting time, let's get started.
Okay, so now let's start with the second part, which is basically where we will be going to see like how we can work over block-based coding. So let's start with the block coding part. So you can see with definition, it is like for simple or smaller grade of students, and this is for normal grade of students. So let's start and jump into the block-based coding part. Okay, so in this part, you can see like there is like again a lot of blocks available over there. So as compared to the like normal block based coding, there are a lot of different blocks available over here which we can use. And again the thing is okay, here blocks are available with text with them. Okay, so again menu is over there, but like few changes in the menu, and then we have block based Python custom sound option, and this is the scripting area for now. And block palette, which is like in junior blocks, is at like very bottom. Is it in this at this time it is at left side of the screen, and our blocks are again attached to left side, and then we have like stage at the same place, and this menu is completely changed. So let me guide you with about this interface. Okay, so this is block based coding interface, normal block based coding interface, where we can use and drag and drop blocks on our main screen and can do things with that. So inside file, again, you get all those options. Inside tutorials again, but this time you will be going to get these options available. So inside tutorials, we have tutorials available. In junior blocks, it is not available. Tutorial is a step-wise guide which you can follow to do some program, and inside file, examples are ready to use code. Now, if you click on the board option, so there are a lot of different supported microcontroller boards which you can connect using your Quarky. So you can see connect using your PictoBlocks. So we have Quarky, Arduino Uno, Witchbot, ESP32, Microbit, and even Lego boards are available over there. So you can see almost each and every of popular microcontroller board is available over here, which you can connect with your software PictoBlocks and can get started working over there. So as I mentioned, we will be going to start with the animation part and then move towards the game development part, and then we'll move towards the robotics part. So I will just provide you a quick idea of using PictoBlocks only, how we can use PictoBlocks for all of these things, because it's like an introductory part for PictoBlocks. Okay, so these all are the boards supported by PictoBlocks, and in this interface, you will be by default getting 9 block palettes. In previous one, we are only getting 6 block palette, but here we have 9 different block palettes. And then board option is to select the board, then we can connect it using these options. Okay, now, and this is the block palette area where we find different blocks. This is the again coding or scripting area, and this is actually a stage where like if we are working over animation and game development part, it will be reflected over there. And this is like a menu, or you can say like a controller screen, using which we can control the properties of this character maybe, or maybe of the stage, or like how it a specific thing is looking on this stage. Okay, and this time extension option is again over there. And if I just show you the extension option, there are lot of different type of extensions available, and like depending upon the board which we have selected, the number of extensions may increase also. Okay, so let me explain you this interface again with by just using an example. So just suppose I'm a director, and you already know the work of a director is to write a script of any movie. So like just take an example. I have written some script using this block, because in programming we also call them as a script. So this area is known as coding or scripting area, and I'm a director and I have written some script. And you already know a script is actually being performed by actor, and for our case the actor is Toby. So it is a sprite basically, but the name of this sprite is Toby. So a script is there, our character is there, and as soon as I click on the script will be performed by the character on the stage, which actually happens in real life as well. So actors perform on stage, and thus this area is known as stage. So that's the explanation of this overview or the interface of block-based coding by just an example. Okay, now so let's dive deeper into this interface and understand each and every block. So for this part, I'm going to explain you each and every of single block of normal block-based coding. So before that, let me cover a few other things as well. So board, connect, and like these options are relating to only robotics part. Stage, upload firmware. These three options are again only relating to robotics part. If you go to settings, the uh, device driver installation option is again relating only to the robotics part. And then we have if you go to the extensions, there are different extensions available as well, which is again relating to robotics part, which I will showcase you a little later. Okay, so if you're wondering what is stage and upload mode, so stage mode is like live mode and upload mode is mode which is used to upload the code to the board. So this part you will be covering in the robotics part. So let's start with the interface or normal animation and game development part first, using the normal block coding option. Okay. Before starting, I wish to mention one more thing, which is if you click on this globe icon, so first feature I've already told you, PictoBlocks is basically block-based coding software, which is platform independent, means you can use it on Mac OS, Windows, Linux, no matter whatever platform you are using. Second feature is that you can translate the whole interface almost in each and every of language. So there are lot of different languages available over here, and the languages are keep on adding they will be added with time, passing of time. So you can see Gujarati is there, Hindi is there. So if I'm selecting, suppose for this case I'm selecting maybe Gujarati. So if you select any of the specific language, whole environment will be translated into that specific language. So now you can see even all of the blocks you can see translated into that specific language. And I can again translate back into the language I'm comfortable with. So let me select English again, and it's again translated back. So the main feature of this is if you are teaching or maybe interested in explaining this to someone who don't understand English or maybe some other language, then you can use their regional language, and this way it will be more comfortable or and easier for them to understand how and how they can actually work. Okay. So let's start with this part. So before starting, let me showcase you one more thing, which is to uh, okay. So there are two options available over here, and using those two options, what we can actually do is we can make or add more characters to our screen as we have done before. And using this option, we can add more characters, and using this option, we can add multiple backdrops or background, we can say. So let's start. So here we do have 9 block palettes: motion, look, sound, events, control, sensing, operators, variable, and micro. 9 block palettes are default, which you get in very starting. If you are using maybe any board, any extension, you will get more block palettes added over there automatically. Okay. Let's start with motion block palette first. So as it is there, or you have seen previously, motion block palette is blue in color, which is lighter blue, you can say, or normal blue. Okay. So blue is there, and if you click on that block palette, all of the blocks inside that block palette, which is motion block palette, will be of the same color. So motion block palette, all of the blocks are there in the same color, which is blue. Second, motion is written there. So all of the blocks inside this block palette will be only serving the same purpose, which is something related to motion, movement, kind of thing. Okay. And if you go to looks, all of the blocks are there in purple color, you can see, and will serve purpose something relating to looks, which is changing facial expressions, saying something, changing look kind of thing. So same purpose will be served. So this is just to let you know just it will act as an identification or a memorable thing for you, so that you can identify, oh, this type of this color of block I can find over there. This will help you in directly jumping to that specific block without searching in each and every of the block palette. Okay. Now, so let's start further, which is start with the coding part. So here in motion block palette, let's start with motion block palette first. We get the first block, which is to move, and it's already clear by the name, move 10 steps. So if I click on this block, the character will move 10 steps each and every time. So I'm clicking on this and our character will move in 10 steps. I can change the number to 100 and the character will take greater steps, like bigger steps, you can say. Okay. Now let me drag and drop to the main screen. Similarly, we have turned 15 degree. This is to make it turn clockwise direction like this. I can change the angle as well. So like suppose if I wish to make it turn 90 degrees time, I can add it like this. And this time it is turning 90 degree. And similarly, I do have this another block which is to turn into the opposite direction, which is anti-clockwise direction. So let me remove these three blocks. These three blocks are very simple and I hope you have got them. So these three blocks are used to move this character or like turn this character programmatically. And then we have go to random position. So whatever code I am actually doing over here will only be reflected inside this area, which is known as stage. The character will not go from this area to maybe this area or maybe to this area. This will only work in this area because this complete area is divided into certain positions, you can say, which you can check out from here, X and Y. So it's just like a big graph where this character can move. So for now, we can't see positions, but if you move, you can see X and Y values are continuously changing. Okay, like this. And if I show you like the graph or what are the maximum positions of maybe X and Y. So to do this, we have a like background, select backdrop, and here you can search for X, Y. Okay. So this is the graph which also provides you, let me turn it full screen, which also provides you an idea. Okay, so there is like a minus 240 to 240 value range for x-axis and like for y it's like minus 180 to 180. So just for an example, let me go back and if I am like entering the value of, you can say x to 0 and again y to 0, the character will autonomously at center. And what if I add x0 y 180? So let's check what happens. So you can see the character is over there. So this way, wherever the character is, it's actually at some x and y coordinates. So these are the coordinate which is like x, for x is minus 240 to 40 and y minus 180 to 180, and accordingly you can move this character. Okay. Now go to random position. Here it's like drop down menu. You can select what you wish to do. So if it is selected, go to random position. So like maybe if I click on this block one time, it will go to some random position. And if I keep on clicking this block, it will keep on going to random position, but only on this screen. Okay. And there is one more block which is mouse pointer. So what will happen is if I click on this block, this character will try to reach to mouse pointer, which is over there. But for sure it can't reach on like go to block over here. So what it will do is like it will think like this character is some like the mouse is somewhere at this corner and then it will reach the corner because it can't go out of the corner. So let's me do this. So like if my mouse is somewhere over there, then the character will think my mouse is somewhere over here and it will move towards this point. So let's see. So this way it actually works. Okay. Next block, which is to go to some position, but this time not random position. This time we are actually adding the value of x and y axis. So whatever we are doing directly from here, that thing we can again do using program. So like if I'm entering 0, 0, our character will autonomously move on the center of this, which is like go to x0, y0. So whatever position we wish to move our character to, we can enter the value of x and y over there. Okay. Glide. So glide is a very interesting thing. Using this, we can do a lot of different stuffs. So glide is actually something related to sliding. So let me change the background first to something like interesting or like normal plain background. Okay. Now glide 1 second to random position. You already know random position can be any of the position in the whole PictoBlocks area. So what this will do, it will glide or slide the character to random position. So I've clicked like this. So it will keep on sliding maybe to some random position. Okay. And if you wish to move to any specific place, you can click here. And for this time, you can only move it to mouse pointer. So it will think my mouse is over there and it will glide towards the mouse. Okay. Another block we have over there, which is X and Y. So this time we can glide it to any specific position. So suppose I wish to make it glide to center of the screen, and using this, it will glide to the center of the screen. So we have completed all of these blocks, and I hope it is clear to you. Let's move forward. Point in direction 90. So point in direction 90 is to change the direction of this character, like the direction in which the character is actually looking. So you can see the character is actually looking towards somewhere up. So what I will do is I will click on this, and it's actually now looking in 90 direction, 90 degree, because 90 degrees that direction. And to get more idea, you can click over there and you can rotate the character like this as well. So suppose I wish to make it look downward, I have selected downward direction, and if I click, the character will move downward. Same thing I can do from here, but it's actually not programmatically way. So I can do it like this as well. But if you wish to do it using programming, you need to use it from the blocks only. Okay. Then we have point towards mouse pointer. So wherever my mouse pointer, suppose mouse pointer is like in this direction, which will be considered as over there, and this character will look towards that direction. And if I click over there, this character will keep on looking towards the mouse pointer. Okay. Now we have change and set. So like change and set for X, and then change and set for Y. So as I've already told you, the whole this area or the stage is divided into X and Y axes. So like wherever the character is at any specific time, it's like some X and Y position. So we can change that X and Y position programmatically using these blocks. So these two are for changing X and these two are for changing Y. I can change them directly from X and Y over there. And like if I wish to set exact value, I can directly set it using go to block as well. But if I wish to check or like set only for or change only for maybe one, maybe X or only Y, I can do it using these blocks. But what's the difference between set and change? Okay, now set and change you will get frequently in blocks. This time it's only for X and Y. Next time you may got the same maybe for like size or maybe for some other thing. So like set, and we need to understand what actually set do and what actually change do. Okay, set to 0. So like just for an example, let me set current value of X and Y to 0, which is at the center, and let me change to 90 degrees. Okay, now this will make us understanding this in better way. So the current value of X and Y is 0, 0. Now, if I wish to make the character go to 10, X 10 only, and if I click, you can see the X value of X is 10 now, but Y remains constant. Now, if I keep on clicking this block, nothing will happen because it's already at 10. But if I use change X by 10, so the change is something which is current value dependent. So it will keep on changing the value of X by 10 each and every time I'm going to click, because it's actually modifying the current value. So for an example, the current our character to be is at X10, and if I clicks, it will become 20. And then again, if I click, this will update the current value by 10 more, which is 30, then 40, then 50. Okay, and if I wish to reduce, I can add a minus sign as well, which will keep on reducing the value like this. Okay. So that's the difference between set and change. Set is not dependent over the current value. It is actually setting only a specific value. But change is current value dependent. Same for Y. If I click over this, my Y will be 0 now. You can see Y is 0. And if I click on Y by 10, change Y by 10, so Y will keep on changing by 10. So this means like this character is slowly moving towards upward. So I hope the difference between like a change and set is clear to you for both X and Y. Okay, now let me grab this character back to the main screen. Okay. Now we do have one more block which is if on edge bounce, and then another block which is set rotation as well. So these two blocks are only left inside motion. I will let you know about these blocks a little later. So if on edge bounce is a block which we can use to check whether the character is maybe touching any of the edge. So what we can do if a character is touching any of the edge, maybe top, bottom, left, right, we can bounce them in opposite direction. So just for an example, if it touches, it will be bounced back. And set rotation style we can use to make the style of this character rotation. So just for an example, I'm moving this character from left to right, and I wish to make it only move left to right. So I can select this one, and like if I wish to make it rotate, I can select all round, and if I don't wish to make it rotate, I can select don't rotate. So we can select the type of rotation style when this character is actually moving. Okay, let me delete these two. Now these three are like, can you notice the shape difference? Like these three are like kind of oval in shape. Okay, pill kind of shape is there, and all of the blocks are puzzle kind of shape which we can attach. So these three types of blocks, like any of the block, if you see inside PictoBlocks or maybe inside Scratch 3 as well, which is of this shape, that means that block is output block which provides us some output, and we can use it to provide input. So you can see like white blanks over there. So what we can do is whatever exposition is, this will provide us. So you can see exposition 84, and if I click on this block, it will provide me 84. Y is minus 28. If I click, it will provide minus 28. So if I put it over there, it will keep on incrementing the value of x by the current value, which is 84. Current value of x is 84. So let me do it 10, or maybe like let me do it 50. Current value of x is 50. Let me check it. Okay, it's saying 50. And if I do this, change x by the exposition. So change x by exposition will return 50, and it will change the current value of x by 50, which will return it to 100. So like these are output blocks, these three, and we can use them to provide inputs. This is for y position similarly, and this is for direction. Okay. Now let me delete all of these blocks. Now, can you see these check boxes in front of these type of blocks? If you check them, you will be see a output or like the current value which is saved into these different blocks, which is like you can call them as output block over there. So it will display the current value. X contains 100, Y contains minus 20, direction contains 90. So this is something relating to kind of variable. And if you don't know variable, then there is nothing to worry about. We will be also going to understand variables from very starting or basics, you can say. So I hope now you know complete motion block palette, how we can use different blocks inside motion block palette. Okay, so now I will be going to guide you about looks block palette. We have already covered motion block palette in last part, and now we will be going to look over the looks block palette. So looks block palette is something relating to looks, changing expression, maybe like speaking something. So we will be going to look into that part. So at first you have say, like these are two same kind of block, and then we have think, and then another version of think. Now let's understand what's the difference. So first thing which you may think like, if oh yeah, it's saying say, so if I'm clicking on that block, it will speak that same thing, maybe using like a speaker or like maybe the character's mouth. But what actually happens is if you click on say, it is actually displayed to you like in a comic kind of way. So say is actually like whatever it returns over there, that same thing will be displayed on the display. But now what's the difference between say hello for 2 seconds and normal say, and similarly think for 2 seconds and normal think? Okay. So let's first understand for the say only. Say and say hello, the difference is this say will only keep visible on the screen only for the 2 seconds. So if I'm saying like hello, I have executed this code, it's highlighted in yellow. It printed that same thing hello on the screen only for 2 seconds, and after 2 seconds it automatically become invisible. But that's not the same for this one. If you click on say normal hello block, and it will keep on displaying the same thing continuously until you closes or like stops it manually. So as to make it stop, you just need to click on that red icon and it will be invisible. Okay. Now say is this one. Now just notice one difference. Just look at say carefully. Can you notice this cloud kind of icon? Now if I'm clicking on think, it's again same, but it is actually like bubble kind of cloud over there. So the only difference is in the shape of the clouds, which is like something again relating to comics, but the working of say and think is totally completely same. And the difference between think for 2 seconds and normal think is same as we have in say. The only difference is in shape of the both of these. Like for say, this shape is this, and for think, this shape is bubbly. I hope it is clear to you now. Okay, let me delete these blocks. Now let's move forward, which is switch costume and next costume. So for costumes, if you have gone through the junior blocks part, you have a little bit of idea what actually is costume is. So costume option you will be going to get over there, costumes, and if you click on costume, you will get the costumes of character selected. So by costume we generally mean different kinds of clothing, but in this case the costume is actually different looks or images with different looks. So you can see this, they are you can say 6 costumes of the same character to be, and we can use this 6 costume to display some kind of animation on the screen. So this will be a flipbook kind of thing. If I am showing this image and then I'm showing this image, maybe maybe these 2 images in which you can see, notice the hand movement. And if I'm going to display them in continuous way, very fastly, so it will make me feel like, oh, the character hand is actually moving. So we can use costumes for this kind of animation kind of purpose. So the Toby character has 6 costumes. I can even upload more and select and design using this option. Now, what this option actually is doing. So switch costume, and by clicking here I can select which specific costume at any instance I wish to show on the main screen. So I have selected to be working one. Just notice this, and as soon as I clicked it, the hand, one of the hand is invisible and the other hand is in front. So just suppose he is walking with one hand back and front, doing that thing. So we can select the costume whatever we are interested in from there. And what next costume will do is, next costume will keep on showing next costume. So it will be acting like a, if this costume is selected, if I'm clicking on next, this will be shown, this will be shown. So it will keep on happening in a loop, continuously. After 6, one will come. So just like traffic light, it will keep on happening, changing the, you can say, the costume again and again. Now, we have completed looks. Just similar to that, we have seen for backdrop or background as well. So for now, for backdrop, you can see here we have only one backdrop, but it's not actually one. If you click on this backdrop, as you can see, I've clicked on backdrop and my character is deselected or not selected. So make sure your character is selected when you are actually programmed, because as you can select my character, by if the character is selected, it will display something like this. And if by somehow I makes it deselect, so you can see inside maybe looks or motion palette, there is no blocks because the character is not selected. Okay, so if you have you are facing the same thing, which is the blocks are not visible inside motion, then make sure your character is selected. Okay, now if the character is selected, the option displays costumes, but if the backdrop is selected, the option displays backdrop. So just select this option and go to backdrops. Backdrops is costumes for background, you can say. So we do have 1, 2, 3 backdrops available. Okay, and if I wish to add more, I can go here and can add maybe this one as well. So you can see now we have 4 backdrops. Now let's go back and select the character. Now, the difference between switch costume and switch backdrop is, using this option we can actually switch backdrop. So previous, we have an option of previous backdrop, random backdrop, and next backdrop as well. Next one will keep on selecting next black backdrop, just like next costume. Previous one will select the previous one, and random will it will pick any of the random of the you can say backdrop whichever available in the list over there. Okay, and then we can select the backdrops manually as well using these options. And next backdrop, you already know, it will keep on changing the backdrop continuously, and depending upon whatever number of backdrops we have imported inside the backdrops option. We have a lot of different options available inside over there. We can select different backdrops accordingly. Okay, and we have covered this part. Now we have change size and set size. So again, it's something same relating to set and change, which I have previously explained to you for X and Y. So change will increment the current value. So you can see current value of size is 100, and if I'm clicking on this part, it will keep on incrementing the current value of size, and set size will set the value to exact some value. Whatever value we wish to set, we can provide it directly, and then it will be set. Okay, we can change it from here as well. Now this is for the color. So we do get three different kind of effects and coloring part, which is to change the look of this character. So change color effect is just like adding some random color inside the story and it will keep on changing color. So it is just like a filter which we can use to change the effect. So you can see again change and set are there. Change will change the current value or current value dependent. Set will exactly set a specific value. So for now the color actually is 0, and if I clicking on change color effect by 2, it is just applying some filter with 25%. So you can notice the color is changed. Again, I'm clicking, the color is changed. So the color will keep on changing. And if I wish to make it normal, I can use set effect to 0 and the color effect will be 0. Okay. And just similar for like color effect, if you click on this drop down, you do get a lot of different type of filters. So if you have ever done like video editing or like video, like captured photos in a mobile phone, there you also get filters in like Snapchat or maybe in Insta. So there is a like fish eye popular kind of like filter. If you click, you can notice. So it will provide you a look like a fish eye camera kind of view. So these type of things you can like applying filters or effects you can do using this option. And if you wish to make it like normal, you can use the set option and can directly select whatever you have applied to normal make. Okay. So these two options using which we can apply or like set different filters. And if you need to clear all of the filters, if you like forgot what filter I applied, you can just actually click on click graphic effect. Just for an example, let me do some random thing. Okay. So I've done some random thing. And if I click on clear graphic effect, so it will make the all effects go invisible or like make our character normal back again. Okay. Now, show and hide is again similar to these two options, which is to show and hide the character. So if his character is showing, show will not work. We can make it hide. And if the character is hidden, we can make it show. Okay. Now, so you may be wondering like why I haven't dragged and dropped this block onto main screen. So there are actually like three ways to execute any code, which is like first way, let me tell you first way. Just for an example, I wish to change the backdrop. I can drag and drop any block onto the main screen and then can click on that block. First way, which we generally use. Second way is to execute the block directly from there. Okay. Now you already know the difference. Here we can attach multiple blocks together, but it is not possible over there. So we can use only this option to checking like what actually this block is doing. Okay. We can do only for this kind of purpose, but we can't connect multiple blocks together over there. And we use second option, which is to drag and dropping blocks to main screen and then executing them. And then the third option, which we will be something related to events, where we can connect this green flag. So when green flag clicked, whatever code we have attached just below this green flag will be executed. So there is a green flag over there. And if I clicks on that green flag, the code which is attached at the back or at the below or bottom of the block will be executed like this. Okay, so these are three ways to execute code. We will come to events part after covering the looks and sounds first. Okay. So I hope inside looks you have like clear till show and hide. Now let's come back to these blocks. Okay. Go front layer, go forward layer. Now these are two different blocks. So just suppose I do have like edit some other characters as well. So there are two options available. Like this, using this option, you can upload using these two options. You can upload or like add any of the character which is available inside library. So you can add the character from there. So just for an example, I have added one more character over there. Using this option, you can design your own character. Using this option, you can upload your character. And this option will provide you a random character. So like if I'm clicking on this, it will add some random character from the list of this character. So any random character will be appear on your screen. So let me delete this one for now, or like we'll delete it later. Just similar, we have backdrop option as well. So we can add backgrounds, any of the background from library using these options. And if I wish to draw it, I can use this, upload this, and random using this. Okay. Now, can you see like we do have three different characters. So like if I arrange them all like this, can you see like 2B is it the third layer, you can say. Second layer, we have like that milk kind of like bottle kind of thing. And like in the first layer, we have that character with basketball. So these three characters are over there. And you can say them like they are in three layers, like first and then second and then third. Okay. Now, using the layers option, what we can do, let me go to Toby first. So here we at last of the looks, we get blocks for the layers. So if Toby is selected and I'm selecting go to front layer, it will make it move to very front layer. You can see now Toby is at the very top. I can select which layer I wish to make it go. So like back, which now it is in the like between like these two. I can make it between any of the two characters and like at very back. And using this option, I can make it go forward one by one. Okay. So I can use these two options to make a character go back like just below another, you can say, or like may come it to front. Okay. Mm. So we have cleared this part. Take stage snapshot is like very basic block, or you can take this block as just to take this screenshot of the stage area, which is this area. So if I click on this block, a screenshot of only this stage area will be captured, which I can share with my friends or maybe colleagues if like that is required. Now, again, we do have like some similar type of blocks which we have seen at the end of motion block palette. These blocks are oval, so these are output blocks which I can use to provide some input. So whatever costume is selected, this will provide costume number. So let me select like costume number or name what I wish to get. So I am selected name for now. So it will provide the selected costume for this collector. So let me click. So it's to be walking 3 costume. Let's check which costume is selected. You can see to be walking 3. And it is number 4. Just remember number 4. And if I go back over there and select the costume number, it will provide the same number again. Okay. We can do same for backdrop as well, like which backdrop is selected and which number. And to get the current size of Toby, I can click on this option. So these 3 blocks are for this purpose. Now let me go to look spec. So we have covered almost each and every of looks block palette blocks again. So I hope it is clear to you. And again, these checkboxes are there, which is to display the value on the stage as well. So if I've checked this on, this will display the value on full screen mode, or you can say like on the stage area as well. Okay. So inside the sounds block palette, you can see like the blocks are purple kind of colored, and you already have an idea now if it's sound block palette, so all of the blocks are there to play some kind of sound. So like if I'm clicking on play sound grunt until done, so it will play a grunt sound whichever is selected over there until it is completed. And then we have start sound block and then stop all sound. So stop is like very simple. Whatever sound is playing, you can click on this block or option, and then the sounds will be pause or like a stop, you can say. So let's start with this one, start sound. It will start a sound. So for an example, we have like 2 option, which is grunt kind of sound, and then record, which means if I click on record, it will start this recorder menu, and by clicking on record, I can record any of my sound. So just for an example, I can say hi, and then the same will be recorded. Okay. So for now, I'm just able to hear that sound, which is like kind of grunts, which an animal makes, and then okay, and if okay, so these 3 are blocks, and if like there is a like a long length sound, I can stop it using this option as well. Now, what if you think like how we can add more sounds? The first option is to record, but second option is you can see an option of sounds over at top. Just click on that option. Here you can get the sound which is available, which is grunt. We can adjust like make it faster, slower, louder, softer. We can add the properties of that sound and can add a robotic kind of effect to that sound as well. And if you wish to add more sound, just similar to that, inside sounds we get an option of this. So using this option, you can upload sounds and like a surprise sound, which is like getting a random sound and uploading sound from your computer and selecting from the list of library. So like there are a lot of different sounds available. Whatever you are interested in, you can like apply filter and find it, and then can add the sound accordingly. So for this example, I'm adding a trumpet kind of sound. Okay, so I've selected it, is now available over there. Now I can go to blocks, and this time if I try to select sound, the trumpet sound will be there. So let me zoom it in. Now you can see trumpet sound is there. Let me play it. Okay, so this is for the sound block palette. Now these three blocks are again something similar, which is like changing the properties of that specific sound. So using these three blocks, I'm not going to explain much about them. You can change, and set is already explained. Change will affect the current value and set will set the exact value. We can change pitch and like pan left or right. So we can make adjustment to properties of that specific, at whatever effect we have applied, maybe using these two options, and we wish to clear that, we can click on clear sound effect and it will clear that sound effect. Okay. And at last we have like these two more blocks, using which again set and change. Change is like updating the current value, and set is exacting set value, setting the exact value. So using these two blocks, I can increase or decrease the volume of that sound, or like whatever music I'm playing. And again, finally, volume, this block is again in this shape, which is like oval shape or pill kind of shape. This block I can use to provide some output, which can be used to provide input as well. So this will provide me current value of like volume, which is 100. And like, let me reduce the value of volume to maybe like 70. Let me set it. Now let me check. Okay, so it's saying 70. Okay, so we do have completed motion palette, looks palette, and sound palette. Now next is events block palette. So events block palette is like really, really important. Now let's move further with events block palettes. So event block palette is a kind of block palette only where you will be going to get these kind of blocks. Like if you look at motion, you will not find these bridge shape kind of blocks. Okay, you can see like there is no block like this, even not in the sounds, even not in the looks as well. Only inside events you will be going to find these type of blocks. So events block palette is actually an initialization kind of block palette where you get blocks which you can use to initialize some code or like execute some code. You provide condition, and if that condition meets, then your code will automatically start executing. Note, like remember that green flag. So like in starting, I have attached some code, and as soon as I click on that green flag, the same code will be executed. Can you notice? I'm clicking on the green flag and the code here is running. So I also told you this when I'm talking about three different types to execute a program. So I can click and click on any block directly over there. I can drag and drop it to main screen and then can click over there. And other ways like attaching events block like this and then clicking on that sign. So the benefit of the attaching event block is that I can even execute the code now in full screen mode, because in full screen mode only green flag is available, which allows me to execute the code. Okay. So this is when green flag click. So when green flag click is actually to like assign the logic. When this green flag is clicked, the code which is attached below this block will be executed. Just similar to that, when space key press. Now it is a drop down, and the best thing is that it allows us to assign any of our keyboard key, and I can select any of my keyboard key, and whether whatever key I'm pressing, the code will execute accordingly. So just for an example, I wish to make this character move forward 10 steps, which is 10 steps when I'm pressing the space button. So like I have like added the code. Now, if I'm pressing on space button, you can see I'm only pressing on a space button and the character is actually moving forward. So I can select any of the other key as well, and this automatically checks, and if the condition matches, our code will be executed accordingly. Okay. Now, just similar to that, we have another condition which is when the sprite is clicked. And I've already told you sprite is this character. So the name of this character is Toby, but the character is actually a sprite, and the code will be automatically executed when the character is clicked. So suppose I wish to make this character move when I'm like clicking on this character only. So what I can do is I can go to motion and then add this move 10 steps block over there. And now if I click on this character, you can see the character is actually moving. Like I am doing click over there, nothing is happening. I am clicking over there, nothing is happening. Same, like if I click on this part, for sure it will run because the code is executing. But like I can't run it on green flag by clicking green flag out at some other place. I can click it by clicking on the character. Okay. Okay, let's move further. Again to event spec. Here we do get like few other conditions as well, which is backdrop switches to. So this will like perform when like we switches background. So like I have like defined some coding logic, and in the coding logic I am changing background. So like just for an example, I am designing a story or animation. where like I am changing background from like summers to winter. Okay, so like I wish to play a sound automatically when the background is changed from summer to winter. So that summer or like winter, the sound I wish to play, I can add here, so that as soon as the background is changed to any specific background, that sound will automatically start to play. And similarly for loudness, if loudness goes above 10, whatever code I wish to execute, I can attach over there. So these are like few blocks inside events. Now, you notice these three blocks. When I receive message, broadcast and wait. These are the, you can say like blocks which is among the most complex blocks of the software PictoBlocks. So we will for sure cover them, but after covering all of these blocks, because these are a little complicated as according to other blocks. So this is something which allows our program or maybe a character to interact with some other character. Okay, so like I will provide a better explanation over that part by just showing you an example little later, but for now we will be skipping these three blocks. Now let's come to control block palette. So inside control block palette, you will be going to find blocks which is actually can be used to control the flow of the program. So you can see like wait 1 second. So you can make your program wait for some time. So I can add the number of duration over there and the program will wait. So just for an example, I wish to make my character move 10 steps and then wait one, and like let me duplicate the code again and attach it like there, and like let me stop it and execute it again. Okay, so like what will happen, you already know like programs are executed in a like step-wise manner. Like first this block will be executed, only after this second, third and then fourth. What will happen, our character will move 10 steps, wait for 1 second, after 1 second again move 10 steps, and like this is useless for now. So like there is only like 1 second gap. So let me start, let me put it over there first. One movement, 1 second wait, and then one movement. One movement, 1 second wait, one more movement. Okay. So I hope it's clear to you. We can use wait this way. Now, repeat forever. These are actually loops, you can say. So repeat and forever are two different types of loops. And whatever code we have placed inside the like these blocks, that code will be executed again and again. So forever is an infinite loop, so like it will like keep on executing till eternity, you can say. So just for an example, if I wish to make this character move only 10 steps, I will put it inside this, and like it's not like you can only enter one block, I can add multiple ones as well. So whatever code I wish to enter, I can add inside this. So for now I'm just adding this which is move 10 steps. So this will, it is just similar to like executing this code 10 times. Like if I wish to make this character move 100 steps, I have to click on this blocks 10 times. So like this, but like it's too lengthy or complex for me to click again and again. So what I can do is I can attach it over there, and if I clicks, the character will move which is equal as according to equals to 100 steps. Just similar to that, if I wish to make this character move continuously till eternity, you can say I can click over there and the character will keep on moving. Yes, you noticed, right? The character is stuck over there. The reason is like you can take this as a boundary. So this is not there in junior blocks, but in normal block coding, it is actually a boundary or edge, you can say. So to avoid this, we need to define some logic, which we will see a little later into this same session. Okay. So I hope you have an idea of how forever is actually working and repeat is actually working. Inside forever, we can add some code which we wish to execute continuously, and inside repeat, we can change the number of times which we wish to repeat the code. Let's go back to control palette again. Now, if and if then. So these are two different blocks which again can decide the flow of control of a program. So using if, we can check any condition, and same using if and else. But the difference between both of these blocks is if. So if is just like if something happens, then the code which is placed inside this will happen. But inside if else, what's the difference is that if the condition is true, like if something happens, the code over there is happening. But if that is not happening, then we can also tell or like provide something other which is like needed to be like executed. So this is like if else, and let me show you it with an example. So like if you are looking over this part, and if you have ever like worked over maybe like a flow chart or diagram, you know that diamond kind of, remember that this is something shape relating to diamond. So diamond kind of shape is used to like check for the decisions, you can say. So we can take some decision using this shape. So this shape or the block which I'm going to attach over this part is like a kind of block which only returns yes or no, or you can tell it as true or false, or 0 or 1. So it actually returns only true and false only. Okay. So these two blocks only returns like the blocks where I'm attached. Okay. So the blocks which I'm going to attach over there returns only true and false, which can be considered as 0 and 1, on or off as well. So like there will be like two possible chances only. Okay. So if I hope already clear to you, whatever condition we are checking, if that condition is true, the code inserted inside these two like lines will be executed. And for this one, if the condition is true, we can happen or execute the code which is placed over there. And if the condition is not true, we can execute some other code which is placed over there. Now let's test it out. So like for adding the condition, I go to operators. Operators is a kind of block palette where you can find blocks to perform some operations, and you can take it as an calculations as well. Or like if you wish to check for something, or like you wish to perform certain or like any of the operation, you can use operators. Now, so let's just take an example of this. Okay, let me go to control back. Now, you know, like we to print something, we can use looks block palette. So let me go to looks and then say I'm attaching in all of them. Now, so this is the block. You can see like it is in the diamond shape, diamond kind of stuff. If I'm executing this, it will only return false or true. So just for an example, I am like adding a number which is greater than 50, which is 70, then it will return true. And like if I'm adding a number which is 40, which is smaller, then it will return false. Okay. So it is like providing us like whether that condition is true or false. So like it's only for number we are using, but we can use it to check for other different things as well. So like for this case, this is false. And if I'm executing this, nothing will happen because the condition is false and the code will not execute. But this will return true, like 70 is greater than 50 for sure. And then it will return true to if else, and as it is true. And if I'm executing it, the code whichever I am like inserted inside this will be executed. Now, if we talk about this case here, let me insert like the false, like the code which inserts false, no, like the value which provides us false, 40, because 40 is greater than 50, it's false. Then let's see what happens. Okay, so like let me do one more thing. Let me at first stop the code, and like if I wish to say it like maybe small or large. Okay, so like I have just entered some random value, small and large. So if the condition is true, it will return is small. Okay, let me do it like correct first. It should be large and then small. Okay, so if the number written over there is like greater than 50, only then this will execute, otherwise they'll. Okay, so like 40 is for sure smaller than 50, and if I'm executing, it is returning small, and if I'm returning some greater value, it is returning this. Okay, so I hope the difference between if and normal if else is clear to you. Let's again go back to control block palette and look at more other blocks. So we'll have wait until, repeat until, and stop all. So these three blocks are we are looking for now. So did you notice that this wait block is actually like waiting for the amount of time which we are inserting inside it. So maybe 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, or 4 second. But wait until is a block which will keep on waiting until a specific conditions becomes true. Remember, like I have told you, like whichever block is in this shape is kind of a output block, because whichever block you are saying in this shape, which is kind of oval shape or pill kind of shape, will be an output block which can provide output of some value. Just similar to that, if you notice this diamond kind of block, this diamond, and maybe like this block which can be inserted over there, these type of blocks only returns two values. which is true or maybe false. Okay, we call it as Boolean values in programming. So these type of blocks only return two different type of values only. So I can insert or add a block over there and it will keep on waiting until this conditions becomes true. Okay, so let's take an example for this understanding of wait until logic. So like I'm entering this kind of diamond shape kind of block over there. So I have added like say block and then a say block after this. So wait until. So it will keep on waiting only like until the conditions become true. So like if I have entered like some false condition over there, which is like 40 is for sure smaller than 50, but I have provided as greater than. So what it will return, which is like false. Okay. So it will keep on waiting because the condition is false. It will keep on waiting until the condition becomes true. So you can say it will keep on saying hello. Hello. But like let me stop it, and as soon as I turns it the condition true, after hello it will like not going to wait because the condition is true, and instantly it will say hi. Hello, hi. It why it like displayed hi instantly, because just after hello there is no gap and instantly say hi. Okay, so like it's executed very fastly, like just after hello we are looking at hi. So I hope this is clear to you now. Stop all is basically like to stop code. So let me just, for an example, I wish to stop the code, I can click over there as well, or I can click over there as well. So using this I can stop the code. And if you have like some multiple characters, so let me add some random characters as well, and all of the characters are containing some code. I can use stop all, and I wish to use like stop the code only for this one, I can use this, and for other I can use this as well. Okay, so using this block I can make the code is stop. Okay, now repeat until. So repeat until the condition is true. Again, the same thing is over there. So what I can, until condition becomes true. So what I can do is I can again go to operators and let's try to add some condition. So let's test with 30 first. 30 is greater than 50, which is false. It is false. Okay. So the condition is false. Repeat until false. And now let me try to say, let's see what it is. Just a minute. Let me go back to Toby. And this time what I'm actually using is like with timed one, say hello for 1 second. Okay. Now let's check it out what it does. Repeat until 30 is greater than 50 and say hello. So the condition is false. It will keep on executing until the condition is become true. Okay. So we are not actually writing some code to make the condition true, but for sure if the condition somehow goes true, the code will automatically stop. Okay. So this time it's not even like printing because the condition is already true, and thus our code is stopped. So yeah, this is the logic for like wait until and repeat until, and I hope you have got a clear understanding of this. Now again, just similar to like the three blocks which we have skipped in events part, the last three blocks, we have some same kind of blocks over there as well, which is when I start as clone, create clone of myself and delete this clone. Again, these three blocks are little more complex as according to all other blocks. So that's why we will be going to skip them for now and we'll cover after covering all other blocks.
So that's all for this video. We have covered almost each and every block from motion block palette to control block palette. In the next part, we will be going to cover the remaining blocks of normal block coding option. If you have any question, doubt or suggestion, you can leave the same in the comment section below. So thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe us. Thank you.